Good evening. I'd like to call the City of North Augusta City Council meeting for July the 20th, 2026 to order. It's great to see what a great turnout. Thank you all for being here. You are welcome to join me in prayer. Dear God, thank you for your blessings on our town, on this council, and each citizen. I ask you give each of us discernment as we make decisions for our entire community as we honor you. Amen. If you're able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, item 3, roll call, starting from my left.
John Felak.
Robert Freitas.
Pat Carpenter.
Britton Williams.
Kevin Toole.
David Buck.
Dennis Priatico.
All right, very good. Item 4, approval of minutes. Are there any corrections, deletions, or additions to the regular city council meeting minutes of July the 6th, 2026, or the study session minutes of July the 13th, 2026? Hearing none, they stand approved as distributed. Thank you. All right, item 4, proclamation. So this is how we're going to do this. We've kind of got a lot of different things. I'm going to ask Mr. Wesley Ashley and Mr. Benny Howell, and then any of the players who are here. I know some from the 12 and under team, right? 12U. So if all y'all would meet me in the front here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to read a proclamation. We're honoring a lot of teams and a lot of coaches. So just for the parents who are here, we are going to get, we'll have a signed proclamation for every player and every coach. So we're going to get that to everybody through y'all being here, and then we'll coordinate it with Jamie and Rick how we need to do it. So we aren't going to hate anything tonight, okay? But you're going to get something, okay? I'm going to read this to everybody. So here's what we got. Now, bear with me on this. There's a lot of these titles have some 7 and like 9 names in a title. So it's a long one. Whereas the City of North Augusta Parks and Recreation Baseball, and when I use the word "you," that means under, okay? So I don't have to say under because it's "you" on here. Whereas the City of North Augusta Parks and Recreation Baseball 8U, 10U, and 12U All-Star teams participated in the South Carolina State Braves Country Baseball Tournament in Aiken. And whereas the 8U team, coached by Earl Ishmael, and the 12U team, coached by Brian Martin, won the South Carolina State Braves Country Championship, and the 10U team, coached by J.P. Adams, finished South Carolina State Braves Country runner-up. And whereas all 3 teams qualified to participate in the Braves Country Baseball Championship Tournament June the 27th through 28th in Atlanta, Georgia. And whereas the 10U team, coached by J.P. Adams, and the 12U team, that's y'all? All right. Coached by Brian Martin, won the Braves Country Baseball Championship. And whereas City of North Augusta Parks and Recreation Girls Softball 8U, 10U, 12U, and 18U All-Star teams participated in the South Carolina Recreation and Parks Athletic Program Girls Softball District Tournament in Aiken and the state tournament in North Augusta. And whereas the 12U team, coached by this guy right here, Wesley Ashley, and his assistant Benny, won the district championship and finished 3rd in the state championship. Whereas the players and coaches from all 7 teams have served as ambassadors for the City of North Augusta in the district, state, and national tournament. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the City of North Augusta, do hereby respectfully request that the citizens of North Augusta join me in celebrating and honoring the North Augusta 12U Girls All-Star Softball Team, a South Carolina Recreation and Parks Association Athletic Program District Champion, North Augusta 8U and 12U All-Star Baseball Teams as the 2026 South Carolina Braves Country State Champions, and the North Augusta 10U and 12U All-Star Baseball Teams as the 2026 Braves Country Baseball Champions, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused a seal of the the city of North Augusta, South Carolina, to be affixed this 20th day of July, 2026. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Great job. Congratulations. Good job, man. Way to go, Coach. And we'll get everything to you, okay? Thank you so much. Oh, there she is. She's hiding up there. Okay, all right. That's exciting. Okay, item 6, this is always a great time. We are going to, I'm going to ask, this is Employee of the Quarter. I'm going to ask Miss Susan Reynolds. She will meet me down in the front of the dais. Is that Lily? Come on down, Miss Lily. Hey. Hey, Lily, how are you? Good to see you. Come on. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about Susan Reynolds, because this is well earned, I can tell you, well deserved. Susan began her employment with the city of North Augusta as housekeeper for the Parks and Recreation Department in 2013. Seems like just yesterday, doesn't it? And it didn't take long for her to make an impression on our members, our guests, and fellow employees. Susan was promoted to Maintenance Worker 2 in April of 2015 and promoted to Maintenance Worker 3 in 2023. Susan shows up for work every day on time and with a great attitude. Susan's a clean machine for the 3-level, 120,000 square foot Riverview Park Activity Center that includes 6 gyms, 3 offices, exercise room, cardio room, 1/6 mile indoor track, racquetball courts, 7 restrooms, 4 locker rooms, 4s and long hallways. I'll leave anything out? That's about right, okay? You know, she goes about her business with a positive, can-do attitude, making sure the entire facility is always looking good. Susan, this is really special here. Susan's one of our best customer service representatives. She's always willing to listen and offer assistance to members and guests when needed. Susan is now working with our 4th special needs volunteer doing her time here. She has the heart, the kindness, the firmness, and love to make this arrangement work for the good of the individual and our facility. Thank you. That is amazing. Awesome. Another strong point of emphasis for Susan is to make sure the activity center looks like $1 million for special events like what we just had, Nike Peach Jam. It was huge. She understands what it takes to prepare each year for this event and what it takes to clean up afterwards. You cleaned up nice? Okay, I know you're working. Most of our guests are in disbelief that the original building is 33 years old and is largely in part to the efforts of Susan and her fellow team members. Susan's a great team member, very thankful for the opportunity to serve. She is a tremendous asset, not only to the Department of Parks and Rec, but to all our citizens. This was written by your fellow teammates who thought so highly to nominate you. So that's not coming from us. We agree with it, but it's coming from your team, which is awesome. So what I've got for you here is a plaque that says Employee of the Quarter, award to Susan Reynolds, April, May, June 2026. Lily, are you proud of her? You are. That's good. She's good, isn't she? All right. Let's give her a round of applause.
It is truly an honor to be nominated, much less awarded this honor. The good Lord willing, I plan on retiring in April of 2027. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few folks that have helped me during my stay at the city. And the number one is Mr. Rick Meyer, the Director of Parks and Rec. If it wasn't for Rick, I wouldn't have had the job. The interview process also included Mr. John Felak, City Council, Carl Wildhauer, who is now over tourism. I would also like to acknowledge Jeremy Junis, great mentor, has helped me through countless situations, and my current supervisor, Mr. Lee Jones. Lee treats me as if I am a co-worker. He gets in the trenches with me. If I have an issue, he's right there to help me. It's a super honor, and I thank you all.
All right, thank you so much. Bye. Okay, if it's okay with our council members, our Attorney Kelly Zier and our clerk, Jamie Barton, says it's okay to do this. I'd like to move item 11, which is our boards and commissions. I'd like to move that up to now. That way these folks, we'd love for these two guys to stay all meeting if they can, but again, based on your schedule, I want to give you that flexibility versus waiting until basically the end. So any issues from council on that? Okay. All right, let's talk about this. Get my notes. All right. The first person is we have a advisory committee called the Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, and they are a liaison to for dialogue between our council and our Parks and Rec Department. And the gentleman who I'd like to nominate, that we'll be voting for in just a second, I'll have him stand up. Come on, stand up, Russell, where you are. Okay. Russell Day, he to serve. He has 3 daughters. He grew up here, actively participates in the rec league. He's passionate about wanting to be involved and especially making a difference in our parks and recreation area. He loves his hometown. He's vocal about his hometown. He wants nothing but the best for the Parks and Rec Department, and I think he will add a lot to that and will give good feedback because he's there every day. His kids are involved in it. He was involved in it. And I think he will be a great addition to that advisory committee. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve Russell Day to serve on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee.
So moved.
All right, that's
Second.
Mr. Buck. Second is Ms. Carpenter. Okay. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? All right, stands unanimous. Good job. Rick will be in touch with you to tell you where you need to go, or Jamie will, okay. All right, thank you, Russell. All right, this next gentleman, so the Planning Commission, Bob Bigger, who has served on the Planning Commission, has retired, and he is wanting to step away from any involvement right now, and he's done an incredible job on the Planning Commission, but we need to replace his term, which will expire in January of 2027. And the person that I'd like to nominate, and everybody on council knows this gentleman, but I still want to have him stand up, is Mr. David Shellhorse. David, if you would stand up. David holds a bachelor's degree in English, political science from Georgia, a master's of public administration from the University of Kentucky, spent 12 years working in public sector economic development, first in the CSRA Regional Commission and then Columbia County, then for the state of Georgia, and finally for the South Carolina Upstate Council of Governments. And for the past 10 years, he's worked as a community reinvestment manager for Woodforest National Bank, attends Fairview Church, and involved in North Augusta. I will tell you, I knew David before he ran for city council, but it was really evident in the radar for me went off during the campaign with the debates, and as I read a lot of what he talked about, and I kept thinking to myself, well, if he doesn't get elected for city council, he'd be great for the Planning Commission. He brings a ton to this, and what I really think David's going to bring to the Planning Commission is he's a person, he's going to very much be able to objectively look at making decisions and see both sides of a discussion and make decisions in a very critical way, which I think is going to be very important. So I would like to nominate David Shellhorse to replace Bob Bigger. His term, this will only be through January 2027, so it's about 18 months. And and then he'll be able to start going to the first meeting in August. So I'd like to nominate David Shellhorse. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
All right, Ms.
I'll
Carpenter. Okay, Mr. Buck, thank you. Any discussion?
Yeah.
Mayor, could you go over that term again? Is it until in just
What did I
6
say?
months from now? January
Oh,
26th?
no, no, I'm sorry, 2028.
2028.
Thank you. Yeah, we're in 26, aren't
Well, can I add something to David Shellhart?
we? Yeah, it's a discussion.
Not only all of what you said about him, he is a wonderful singer. He has a beautiful voice. So if we ever need someone to sing, that's him.
Okay. That's good. All right.
I would add that I've gotten to talk with David a little bit, and, you know, a lot of people want to throw dispersions about certain associations around in this town, but I think David's ear is open to the people.
Yep.
And I think this term is a chance for him to prove it. And, you know, from the talks I've had with him, I think we're going to see what we want to see out of him.
Yep. I agree. So I have a first and second. We finished our discussion. Then I'd like to, all in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, David. Yep. All right, very good. Thank y'all for letting me move them up forward. That just kind of makes it a little bit smoother. All right, let's see. We are now going to jump back into regular order of old business. Item 7, ordinance number 2026-13 to change the corporate limits of the city of North Augusta by accepting the petition requesting annexation by the landowners and annexing plus or minus .16 acres of property located off Lake Greenwood Drive and owned by the Lakes LLC. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
All right, that's Mayor Pro Tem Toole, and the second was Ms. Baradica. Okay, great, thank you. Anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Just as a reminder for the council members and for the citizens that are watching this for the first time, this is a connection road over one lot, if you will. The road is going to be built regardless, and the question is, can that lot be brought into the city limits so that the city can maintain that roadway for the long term and keep it within our city standards? And so that is before the council. This has been discussed at both of the study sessions and voted on previously for the first reading, and I turn it back to you.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Clifford? I feel like we had this about a month. All right, are there any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion?
I'll say here quickly and briefly that I don't think that necessarily the citizens of Lakes and Streams are super happy about the development back there, but they are able to separate this fixture from the development, and that with all the traffic that's going to be picking up back there, most of them seem to want this to be a city-maintained road versus a private road for safety
They should,
reasons.
yes. All right, very good. All right, then hearing no more discussion, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that's unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 8, administration, ordinance number 2026-15, amending Article 15, Sections 2-286 through 2-290 of the Code of Ordinances to reclassify the position of tourism manager as tourism director. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
That
I'll
was
second.
Mr. Belak, and second was, who was that, Mr. Buck?
Yeah, it was Freitas.
Oh, Mr. Freitas was second, sorry, thank you.
No, he was first.
Hey, you were first, okay,
Right direction,
thank
wrong
you.
person.
Sound kind of voice. And who was second?
I was, Mr. Buck.
Mr. Buck, thank you.
Now you got it.
Very good. All right, anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Just as a reminder for council and for the folks watching for the first time, the organizational chart and the way that the city is organized, or the city staff is organized, is through the Code of Ordinances, which is controlled here by the city council. It is not a resolution, so it requires a two-reading ordinance to make any changes. And so what is before the council this evening is reclassifying the tourism manager. You'll recall in a previous council action, moving tourism out of Parks and Rec. And then these next two items are really linked. Item 8 and item 9 under administration and tourism are a combo package, if you will, in that we're going to be moving the Greenway team out from Parks and Rec into tourism. And based on the number of personnel and supervisory responsibilities, we felt that the tourism manager ought to be a tourism director and be on a peer basis with the other service providers here within the city. And so that's what's before you. This has been discussed at two subsequent or previous study sessions and also voted on at the last city council meeting.
All right, very good. Any questions for Mr. Clifford? Okay, any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion? All right, here none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? That looks like it's unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay, item 9, tourism ordinance number 2026-16, authorizing a restructuring of the tourism department to incorporate greenway operations, staff, facilities, and programs. Do you have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So move.
Councilmember Pro Tem Tool, and who's the second?
Freitas.
All right, Ms. Clifford's already talked about this as far as that next one. Are there any citizen comments concerning this? Any council discussion? All right, here now, I'm gonna ask for a vote. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, here we go. Is the Greenway still essentially going to be a park, or is it going to be a tourist device by this action?
Well, give me what you're talking about as far as definition of a park or tourist action.
I mean, we've already discussed, I believe Mrs. Ears cleared up that will still be able to put impact fees. Are we still gonna try to make this function as a park, or are we really doing this to push it more as a tourist attraction?
Okay, great. I don't think it's ever been a park. I think it's always been a tourist function, just because when you walk the Greenway, when you have people coming from Greenville and Aiken and Waynesboro and throughout the state to walk the Greenway, to me, that is people coming into town to spend money, which is different than our folks who are just, going to go to our local parks. So to me, it's a separate entity. And to me, it doesn't fall into, in my mind, what I think of a park, is the way I'm looking at it. So yeah, I think as a tourist, because it's going to attract, especially as we continue to move the downtown Greenway connector, then we're really talking about generating an economic catalyst, and that is very much tourism. So yes, I think in the future, your point is, I would agree, it is absolutely tourist.
But we are definitely still going to maintain the focus on quality of life for our citizens first with the Greenway. So whatever we do, we're still going to be looking out for the people that live here first.
Yeah, nothing is changing with that, and I would tell you that's exactly why we're doing that, is just as much of that to ensure that the Greenway stays pristine and everything can be done like it's been doing, is what I would say.
So then, is now why we would explain why we would vote for this, or part of discussion, or?
Yeah, council discussion, and we're in council discussion, so.
I would vote for this now with leaving the door open to revisiting it, because I know most people want more focus on the Greenway that lives here. And I think we've got the right person for that job. And as long as I see that focus and things improve on the Greenway, for not just people that we're inviting to come here, but the people that live here, I think this is a good move. But I think, whether or not we're going to keep this or we revisit it later, I still think we've got the right person for the tourism department, even if we come back and visit this later. Yeah. But as long as this move keeps the focus on the citizens of North Augusta enjoying it foremost, I'm all for it, and I will vote for it. But I think if it doesn't function the way the citizens of North Augusta want it to function, then we have to come back to it. But I'm also for taking this off the table, the table for Parks and Rec, because you see people wanting more quality in just rec sports and other things they do there. And I know that plate is fully loaded, and this is a burden off of them where they can focus more on what they're doing.
If I could just put this, what you're doing here really has nothing to do whether it's a park or it's a tourism matter. You've got a 2-for-1 here. What you're doing is not changing anything other than who is basically at this point in charge of maintaining it and see it's taken care of. You have is the Greenway, which basically is a park, but it's a tourism benefit, and you're just changing who is kind of supervising it.
And that's kind of what I'm getting to. As long as the quality is what the citizens expect and it gets better, I think this is a good thing.
Okay. Good. Any other council discussion? All right, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that's unanimous. Thank you. Now we're at new business. Item 10, administration resolution number 2026-37, authorizing revised request of awarded allocation of the Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee for the disbursement of revenues from the Accommodations Tax Year 2023-2024 Accommodation Tax Funding Program. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution? All right, Mayor Pro Tem Tool, and the second was?
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Buck, thank you, sir. Ms. Clifford or Mr. McCauley?
I would defer comments to our city clerk, Jamie Barton.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The resolution in front of you was discussed at the study session last week. Again, this is just a revision from the original request because FEMA money was covered under the original request that was not noted that or expected, so they revised it so they can still put in something new and still utilize the A-tax monies.
Same dollars, just a new purpose. Okay. Any questions for Jamie?
Just to clarify one thing, remember several years ago when organizations wrote to us and we finally discontinued because we couldn't give to everybody and we weren't going to give to a few, which I voted for that and I appreciate it. And I know this was accommodation tax, but is some of these people, same organizations that wrote us before requesting money? I mean, what is sort of the difference there?
So the difference between the two was the community grant funding monies and the A-tax. And yes, we do have some that do come if it falls under the tourism because the accommodation tax has to fall under the state rules for the tourism end of it. If they're not, they would have to go out on their own for the community.
So it's really more related to tourism,
Yes,
all
ma'am.
these requesting.
Councilman, also the A-tax distribution is governed by state law. So that is not a local policy by the city of North Augusta. The state of South Carolina dictates the rules under which accommodations tax can be dispersed. And the fact that the city has an A-tax committee is part of that. And all those actions come before the city council for consideration and approval. But it is not a local, fund, if you will. There are very strict stipulations about which organizations can apply for that and the rules therein of the accommodations tax. So,
But can anyone apply and then you have to turn down because it's not part of
if
that?
they meet the prerequisites for accommodations tax funding,
Okay.
then yes, they can apply, but it still gets, I hate to say filtered, but it still gets considered by the A-tax committee that you appoint.
Yeah, okay.
And then they bring back their recommendations to the city council.
Okay, good.
But if that organization, nonprofit, whoever, does not meet the requirements for state accommodations tax requirements, then they are disqualified from competing for those funds.
Very good, good questions. Okay, any citizen comments? Okay. Any council? Hey, come on down. State your name and address for the record, please.
Okay. It's Judy Dooley.
Yep.
And I'm 64 Blue Pine Lane in Edgefield, South Carolina, but I am associated with Old Town Preservation. I am the treasurer.
Yep.
And what we had requested is originally, like Jamie said, we had some buildings that were getting old and need to be repaired. Well, Helene came in and took care of that for us. And between city insurance and FEMA, they repaired those buildings. But one of our main attractions, our water wheel, which is a 17th, 18th century water wheel, has since collapsed. So we're asking for the money to be shifted from the buildings that's been repaired by FEMA to give us the money to repair the water wheel.
All right, very good.
So
Thank
we
you.
would appreciate your consideration and approval.
Yep, appreciate it. Any other citizen comments? All right, any council discussion? All right, hearing none, I'm gonna ask for a vote. All in favor? That's unanimous. Very good, thank you. All right, we are at administrative reports.
I have no reports for the council this evening, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we are at item 13, presentations, communication, and recognition of visitors. This is a time when citizens can speak to mayor and council regarding matters not on this agenda. So if you're interested, and one young lady's already coming up, and I know she knows the rules, so I'm not even
Yep,
gonna.
Tabitha Waldrop, 193 Village Parkway.
And I've been told we updated that speaker right here, your microphone.
Yeah.
So you can.
I don't have to be like-
You don't have to, you can stand.
I don't-
Ricky,
okay.
Ricky says if you actually get too close to it, you'll bust his eardrums, is what he told me
Well, hey,
literally
I don't
30
want to do any
minutes ago.
damage.
So you just stand right there and now you can talk in
Yeah.
good shape.
Hey, I want to, just a real quick shout out to Roy Kibler. We had a little minor tree down on a road. I think it was Pine Grove, Westy. Thank you, Miss Pat. And, yeah, and he immediately got back. And that's usually always been the case with anything that, when I was working with our neighborhood. But thanks. I have just a few things I wanted to share because I felt like if I'm sitting in y'all's seats, I'd appreciate it. Things that folks have reached out to me about since over the last couple of months on the campaign. And so one is, would the city, would these committees, and I know we just got some folks on committees tonight, consider a monthly update? And it would just be just like the regular department head updates or whatever, just so the citizens are updated on what's going on, what they think they're planning for in the next quarter or whatever. And I know Robert has the animal shelter, and I know that there have been questions about that. So I think just a periodic update is what folks are asking. That's one. Mr. Zier, this might be for you. What course of action is the city taking to reduce the municipal court pending criminal cases that are in the backlog for jury trials? And can there be a monthly update on the progress of the number of trials that are still in the backlog and update those?
Yeah, we're not answering questions tonight. You just tell us
No,
what
yeah,
questions you want to
so
know.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, and then here's another one. Would the city consider funding and performing an audit in 2027 on the water bill system and the customers, just in case some folks really were overcharged and might be due a refund or a credit on their record or on their account? I know one guy contacted me and we sat down and looked at the rate code or the rate table, and it seems like he might be actually being charged out of city rates. And so he was getting in touch with our folks here, but that was kind of interesting to me. So we might want to just, maybe put in a budget some sort of little audit. And then have a few others, but I won't take up any more time, so I know I only get 5 minutes. So that's all I got.
Okay, very good. Thank you,
And
Tabitha.
I'm happy to send those to all of y'all in an email.
Very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Tabitha. Very good. Any other citizen comments? Okay. All right. I'm going to, before we close out with executive session, I just wanted to update. Really excited about this. This is talking about tourism. This past Saturday was the first ever Amazing Race. We had 17 teams, 70 people participated. And the first place winner was School of Hard Knocks. They went through the Amazing Race in 3 hours and 5 minutes. Second place was a Spring Hill Quartet with a time of 3 hours and 50 minutes. And Big Pine Knives with a time of 4 hours and 11 minutes. A lot of the participants told Jen that if our purpose was to explore North Augusta, then we achieved it. And just kind of let you know, the merchants, there were a lot more locations, but the merchants that participated were True Hotel by Hilton, Nancy Carson Library, Northside Bowling Lanes. I can figure what one of the activities was. It had to have been bowling, I would guess. North Augusta YMCA, the Splatter Place, Snowcap Drive-In, and Fleet Feet all participated. And what we've heard from those folks already is they enjoyed it, and so they had a lot of fun. And actually, some of the racers told Jen that they had never been to, a few of them had never been to some of these places. So it was exactly And the thing that piggyback off Dennis's statement, what we're talking about is tourism brand is Explore North Augusta. And it's all centered, first of all, of you and I exploring the North Augusta first. And if we get our citizens to learn about the living history part, which you know, more people outside the state know than our own citizens. So Explore North Augusta, tourism is about let our citizens be tourists and learn about their community, and then we branch out to other people. So just a big hat off to our now director, Carl Waldauer, Jen Goldman, and the whole team of tourism for putting this on. And there's going to be, and if you're interested, please look at the ENA Explore North Augusta app moving forward. There's going to be new things coming up down the road. So that's a good way to end. I'm just real excited about those folks. Okay, item 14, legal executive session in compliance.
Mr. Mayor, real
Oh,
brief.
yeah, I'm sorry.
It's positive, so.
No, it's okay. No, I didn't.
I'll be
I didn't hear
super
you.
brief. I went yesterday and looked at the new play yards at our pound.
Yep.
I think that it is what we've turned it into over 2 years. I posted video of what it looked like on the inside 2 years ago and what it looks like now. I posted video of the play yard 2 years ago, what it looks like now. I think what we've still got a long way to go with what the conversation looks like for a new animal shelter. But what we have now, and it is a badge of honor that, and we should do this with this council that made it happen, and with these people that are here in the audience tonight, not necessarily tonight, but, you know, with them in consideration, I think we should officially go from calling it a bound to a shelter. Because the purpose of a shelter is to love and save animals.
Yep.
And give them a temporary home. And we've turned the pound into a shelter, something public safety should also be super proud of because they've been super cooperative. And it's something, a badge of honor, each one of y'all should be able to put on too. And we should give it to our volunteers as well. That should be the North Augusta Animal Shelter now. You don't have to go up around the trash trucks. They're up the hill now. The place looks spotless. Craig is out there keeping the yard clean. We got another employee coming on. I think now is the time that we make the shift that we declare that we are no longer a pound. We care about animals here in North Augusta. Let's call it a shelter.
Very good. Thank you for sharing. Very good. Any other council comments?
One quick thing.
Yeah.
Previous council member, Eric Presnell, we know his sister passed away. And he called and just wanted to see if I'd just give a shout out that they're doing a service for her Saturday at 11 o'clock.
Very good. Where is it? Okay.
It's in Beach Island.
Okay.
I'm not sure the address to check the obituary.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Item 14, legal executive session in compliance with section 30-4-70 of the city attorney requesting executive session for the purpose of basically discussion of matters relating to the proposed location, expansion, provision of services, encouraging location or expansion of industries or other businesses in the area served by the public body. Discussion specifically related to the Alleyday development. We will not be coming back into council after the executive session. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Baralico. Second was Mr. Freitas. Okay. I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? Okay, fair enough. We stand adjourned. Thank you all for being here.